The 1 3/4 screws I got had 6 pieces, but the 2.5 inch long ones I have only 5 pieces, and that's the main reason, because there's just as much metal to make 5 as there is of 6 smaller screws. Does that make sense? So see, here's the ones in the container. I got 50 of. I got 50 of these 2 inch. The 2 inch screw, and that's 2.5. See how much longer? How much longer they are? See? And they didn't have 2 1/4, or else I would have got 2 1/4. But see, that's going to be good for this outside one, because I have to put it in an angle and go further in, because it's further away from the hinge or the door 2x4 back there. Because see, even with the 2 inch, if I can get it snug, which I think I could, it's barely hitting the 2x4 by maybe that much. Maybe like that. Whereas if I can get this 2.5 inch, I got all that thread in there. But I could strip the head off too, if the 2x4 is hard enough, and if I can't get it in there far enough. Because see, with my smaller drill bit, the drill bit is shorter than the screw. Do you see what I mean? That little bit has to be attached into the drill by that much, and so that's all the further I've got. That's that little bit of the drill right there is going into the wood, but it's not going all the way up there to allow this in there. So the rest of these threads have to go into a 2x4 that's 17 years old. And sometimes your house, the 2x4 could be 30 years old, and if it is, it's hard as a rock. There's no way you're going to get this in there most of the time. I think I got it. Let's see. Okay, I got it. Now see, that's not hitting the edge of the 2x4 here. The 2x4 is 1.5 inches thick. It's hitting the front edge of the 2x4. Does that make sense? It's going beyond this edge into the other side of the 1.5 inch 2x4 thickness. And it's going into the side of that. That's why that screw needs to be longer. And now, do you see what I'm saying? This one doesn't have to be as long, because that's going to hit the face of this 2x4 just barely. Here's the edge of the 2x4 right there. It's going to hit the face of that. You put an angle, it's going to hit about right there, the edge of the 2x4 flat. This one's going to hit the edge of this 1.5 inch bit, because I'm coming so far out there because of the sheetrock. Does that all make sense? Think through that. That's the reason why sometimes you're going to need longer screws. So I've got 2.5 inch at the bottom, 2 inch at the middle screw. Okay? So now I got this one all done, and that actually looks pretty good. I don't think I really have to tap much on there. That didn't really do anything. I could have just left that alone. Okay, look at the other ones, and that's right. Okay, I got this one. I've worked on this one, and you remember I drilled a hole in that one, so that's on the outside. And so that top one, what size screw am I going to use into it? Am I going to use the 2? Am I going to use the 2.5 or the 2 inch? You be the judge. I'm going to use the 2.5 inch because I have them, and I believe it's necessary. Okay, so let's just make sure you're on. That you are. Got that one in at the angle. I think I got it. Hey, that screw is tight. It's just as tight as the other ones. I can't get it any tighter than tight. And it's just a hair sticking up. So I whack on it. just that bit. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do. Okay. That's looking nice. Okay, so I've got that door done. Now I'm gonna walk in here. I've got this door to do here, remember? Okay, so I've got, let's just keep the camera rolling, shall we? I'll have you out here, because let's just see. I had that one screw out. I'm pretty sure these other ones were tight. The bottom ones were tight, I believe. Okay, I got one screw there, and I got one screw up high. And let's see how I'm going to do this. I've got an angle so you'll be able to see me what I'm going to do at that point. Okay, so just taking my extension off the drill, getting my drill bit set. I'm not sticking the drill bit in very far, 3/16 or so on there. Tightening that up, putting it on high, and I've got this door. Just lucky for me that it's just far enough off, isn't it? It's just barely far enough off. Okay, I hit that one good. And let's get up on that one, get my ladder. It's just the same routine once you get the hang of it. And because those are in the middle, those are the middle screws. Guess what size I'm going to use? The length, 2-inch, right? 2-inch long, should do it. I should be able to hit 2x4 just fine. Make sure I'm in low. Okay. I always have to check that for some reason. Feel that or hear that, you know it's going in. Wow, that's almost flush. And the next one, I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm gonna have to stand back here and look. Okay. I could do it off the ground, but I like to get up there and kind of put my arm in it instead of standing down and raising it up and doing it. It's probably better for your back or your shoulder. So I'm up one rung on my ladder. Okay, it's going. There. Almost thought it might not go. Okay, take my putty knife in there. Well, I almost hit that edge. I always say I gotta be careful, And sometimes it's right at the point where if you get off, you could whack the edge of the door stop. That's a no-no. You know, that's the last thing I want. Okay, that's the last thing I want, because when I leave, I want it to look like nobody was here, remember? You don't want to create more work for you. Okay, well, I think I've done good there. I've got those 3 doors done. All right, so I hope you learned something on this video, and keep saving money by watching more of my videos. That's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.